Alrighty, everyone, Super Slack here, back with another video. Today, we are going to talk about Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2. So, in the previous season, just for a quick recap, because why not, Lloyd, Aaron, Sora, and the secondary ninja banded together and defeated Empress Beatrix and stopped the Mergequakes. But then Lord Rouse came to Jordana and told her that they have a plan, and they're using some Source Dragon energy for something for Rouse's masters. So, all right. So let's talk about the main characters of the Lloyd, Aaron, and Sora because those three are the main characters. Well, plus Ryu, plus Ryu and I guess another main character will be, or the main central antagonist will be Lord Rouse, but we have the confirmation of these four right here. So let's start with Lloyd. Lloyd in this season went through some changes. So remember that if you guys remember in Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1, Episode 10, after Lloyd, became a conduit for the Source Dragons, now Lloyd gets visions of possible things that could happen. So he saw like Wolf Mask and all those other things. So, and then Lloyd is also have to go through the being a master for, since Master was gone. He also goes through that character arc. So Lloyd in this season is pretty good. I mean, he goes through those two character arcs about accepting his visions and not fighting back his visions, and yeah, he's basically the Masteru of the previous series. He's basically like the leader and the wise mentor, to Aaron and Sora. So then we're gonna get to Sora. Sora in this season didn't do much that's special, but compared to the previous season, but Sora's still like very very good at she's trying to practice spinjitzu, and I mean and she's trying to help Aaron, who's down on himself through most of the season. And I mean Sora does end up winning the Source tournament, at the end of the season. So that's really good and good for Sora. She finally won that. She won at the end. So yeah, but the biggest character, but the character that went through the most development this season is Aaron. Now in the previous season, season 1, Aaron was a fan of the ninja and he was just happy to help him. But in this season, after Aaron saw his parents in the merge storm from the first season, he's now trying to get better and Lord Ross over here, Lord Ross right there, does talk to Aaron about how he's not getting any better than he used to be, and that's a good character development for Aaron. So throughout this season, you see Aaron slowly turn away from the ninja to joining Lord Ross. And we still have a lot more for him. For Aaron, his character arc, he still has a lot more going on in season 3. So yeah, Aaron does abandon the ninja at the end. Will it be permanent? Probably not. I expect Aaron to join back the ninja, maybe in part 2 of season 3, if I have to guess. But I don't know. Maybe it could be earlier in part 1. It could be like the end of part 1, but who knows? But yeah, these and then Ryu grew up and became a teenage dragon. So, and unfortunately for Ryu, his matriarch mom just did die and that is part of the mystery. The mystery is you have to figure out who killed Ryu's mother, the matriarch of the mountain dragons. So, yeah, without that out of the way, that's a simple nation. So that's Aaron, Sora, and Lloyd's and Ryu's character for this season. They're very, very going well. I mean, good character arcs. All right, let's get to the secondary ninja. Um, we have Kai. Well, for the first half, only for the first half, not the second half. The second half he plays a little role, but for the first half we get to Kai. Kai in this season still teaching Wildfire. Still taking care of Wildfire, and it builds Wildfire's character up really well. So Wildfire now is getting a lot more mature and has a boyfriend at the end of this season too. So named Roby, which he's okay. He's a little annoying, but you know what? It's all right. And then so Wildfire gets a lot more mature after Kai disappears in the first half of the season. So yeah, but then Kai, he's doing good. He's pretty cool in this season. Nia is also secondary ninja of this season. Nia is working through, still trying to find Jay, and then Nia is also now going through now lost her brother to the nether space, so she's. But then the good news for Nia is Kai does come back at the end of the season. So, and that was a pretty cool fight at the end of the season. So yeah, Kai and Nia, they're doing pretty good. Zane is I can happily say Zane is got a lot more to do because Cole and Zane didn't really do much in the previous season. I mean, after Zane was found in episode 9, he really just stayed with Furohiki until like the last episode or something. I mean, he was in the administration for episode 17, but I mean, he kind of didn't do much. Not gonna lie, and then but Zane and Cole, they're doing some. They have a side plot of trying to keep Bonzel safe because Bonzel is a spell made by Gandoleria, which was a pretty cool twist. And yeah, Bonzel's an actual character, not just the jokey skeleton from the first season. So Bonzel was pretty good. Unfortunately, Bonzel's biggest roles were in the first half, but then when we get to the second half, I mean, Bonzel's just there with Kai, in other space. So, but and then Cole is also. I can happily tell everyone that Cole was only in 2 episodes. I mean, he mainly was in. He was in. I mean, he was in three episodes. I'm sorry. Two of them were pretty short. Like he was only there for like a minute or two, and then it was episode 16. He mainly was there for the most. But I can tell. I can officially say that Cole appears in episode 4, and then he stays for the rest of the season. So and then, oh yeah, in the second half of the season, when they go over the tournament, Cole and Zane do join the main plot and all that. So Cole and Zane got to be in the main plot. They got a lot more attention in the second half of the season. We still do not know the mystery with the Cole and the following the ghost of Wu or whatever. What that has to do with anything. We still do not have the answer, but Cole said he'll fill this in later, and who knows when Cole will tell us that? Maybe season 3, maybe season 4 if it happens. I don't know. But yeah, we still have no idea. We still don't have an idea for Zane. Why he was in that pod in the season 1. But we'll hopefully get an. I'm sure we're gonna hopefully get one of those answers in season 3. Hopefully. Um, who else? And then yeah. So that's it for Cole, Zane, Kai, Nia, and Wildfire. So those are the secondary. Those were the secondary ninjas for the season. I mean, go. And then we get to the villains down here. All right, and there's 2 villains right there. But there is another villain. So let's start with the main antagonist of the season, Lord Ras. Lord Ras, man, is such a cool villain, and what's nice is we got to see him the previous season too, so they did build him up too. So we did know a little bit more about Lord Rouse and how he manipulated Beatrix and Jordana at the end of the last season. But if you love the Lord Rouse manipulating people, oh boy, he manipulates a few more in this season. All right, so let's get to whoever he manipulates. Mainly it's for the second half, but like the first half, he manipulates Aaron. I'm not sure if he manipulates Cinder though to join him, but we have no confirmation like Cinder's backstory and all that. But maybe we can assume Lord Ross manipulated Cinder, the smoke general right there on the right. Um, but yeah, he manipulated Aaron. He manipulated Jay. He manipulated Frack and manipulated Black, and he tried to manipulate the forbidden one of the forbidden five knocked. So, but yeah, I mean it sometimes worked out for him, but yeah, Aaron. I mean, but Lord Ross is also the reason how Aaron turned away from the ninja. Now, Lord Ross did tell Aaron and the audience that Master Wu caused the merge, and and Aaron didn't want to believe it at first, and neither did us. But then the ghost of Wu or whatever told Aaron later on, like an episode later on, that he did cause the merge. So that's what got Aaron, to switch sides with Lord Ross, and Lord Ross will help Aaron find his parents. That's what he promised because he knows everything that Jay does, and Jay worked for the administration. So yeah, pretty crazy. And then Lord Ross is also commander of the Wolf Clan, and he talks and he does and Cinder does shatter spin that Lord Ross has to hit the gong with the with the mallet and the gong there, and that and shatter spin is like so looks so cool. It's like an evil form of jitsu where they either have to wear a wolf mask or they trained enough where so for Nox he can just do it by himself. He can just do it by stomping the floor. With with characters like Cinder, Jay, and almost Fract. Fract almost did use Shatter Spin by the way too, but Fract is the elemental master of Quake, and he also was manipulated by Lord Ras and worked for him, And but then Frack decided to turn against Lord Ross and fight fairly, and Lord Ross got rid of him. So, I mean, not dead, but like Lord Ross like got him off the Wolf Clan team. But then Frack joined the Ninja, and presumably will be one of the secondary ninjas in season 3. So we'll see about that. Um, but yeah, Lord Ross, he's a really cool. I mean, and we did see him talk to his master like mainly in the first half, but so we'll hopefully get more knowledge about Ross's master maybe a little bit in season 3. Maybe if we're lucky, I don't know. Then we get to Cinder, the elemental master of smoke, who we inherited from Ash. And Cinder was pretty cool. I mean, we really do not know his backstory, and he's just a cool general. I guess that's what we can say, because there's not much. And, and then Jordana, um, was a character in the previous season who helped out Dr. Laurel, and then tried to make the merge one of the energy cores, since they needed a third one, and then almost ended the world basically, almost. But Lord Ras found Jordana after Jordana was leaving Imperium, and then Lord Ras got Jordana to work for Lord Ras. So you know, so and then Jordana and Lord Ras got Jordana to open up the portal, in the wildness where that dojo is, where that dojo on the bottom is there, to open and to free the remaining of the Forbidden Five. They were trying to use the Cloud Monks as sacrifices when they took over the Cloud Kingdom in episode 2. So, and then the ninja did have to retreat and get and learn a new move like Rising Dragon. So they did manage to free the Cloud Monks, and then unfortunately, they did get free one of the Forbidden Five Noct by pushing Kai in there. Lord Ras pushed Kai in there, and then one of the spirits of another Forbidden Five member did possess Jordana afterwards, and yeah, Lord, you could see where this is going. Noct and the Forbidden Five member named Rox take down the Mountain Dragon, Matriarch Mountain Dragon, and then they took down the other two matriarchs. So yeah, they're the ones who are responsible. And then those two, let's talk about Noct and Rox quickly. They're pretty cool, and they've been following Lord Rass's command because Lord Rass did put like some electrical bug in the back and can control, can shock Lord Noct if he doesn't do what he says. But I'm sure that Rox possessed Jordana could easily have taken it off whenever. So, but they still decided to they went along with Lord Rass's plan so they can control all the elemental powers to free the Forbidden Five with the crowns and horns. So that's why they took down the Matriarch dragons and yeah, they betrayed Lord Rass. Lord Rass, helps the ninja at the end of the season and to take down Noct and Rox, but unfortunately doesn't work out, and they get all the Forbidden Five. The other three Forbidden Five members out, which are I believe Zark, Kerr, and Drix. But in the season itself, we only know Zark is one of them. We do not know how their designs. Those other three are cloaked, and we have no idea. And their reason was because I believe the set designers said that they wanted to their designs were not ready, so they just cloaked them. And then in season 3, we will see them probably. We'll see all 5 of them, and I'm sure we're gonna still see Shatter Spin. I don't think Shatter Spin's gonna be like that, like a one-time thing, like Forbidden Spijitzu, from season 11, where it's like a one time thing, like in the season, and then it just disappears for the rest of the series. I think Shatter Spin and Rising Dragon will be in the next season because for the Forbidden Five don't need a wolf mask; they can just do it on their own. So, oh yeah, Lord Ross does get taken by Noct, and Aaron does follow with that Rass's hammer, and that then Lord Ross and Aaron got marooned on us and got us marooned on a separate realm, and then because the Forbidden Five blew up the portal gates at the end of the season, where it takes the person to several different realms, like different realms. So the Forbidden Five and Aaron and Lord Ras are off at somewhere else. Aaron and Lord Ras are supposedly at the Oni and Dragon realm, while the Forbidden Five we still have no idea where they went. But yeah, that was a good explanation. Oh yeah, let's talk about Jay too, because Jay is also a villain in this season, so we cannot count him. We cannot say he's part of the secondary ninja group. Oh yeah, Jay. In the first half, he's still an administration agent. They trying to get down Zane, but then Jay doesn't remember his memory, so he confronts Bonzel and Wu Ghost, which Jay doesn't remember, and then Ghost Wu gets Jay to remember gets to him to remember that he has a lightning. He uses the element lightning, but then Jay tries to make sure nobody will find out about it. So he takes down the Ghost Wu, which Ghost Wu tried to get him to remember who he is, but didn't work. And then after he jumps after the Ghost Wu, he's basically gone until episode 13 at the end. Actually, he does show up, but in one of those training suits or whatever you call those, like those. But then like he turns away from that and hides with some of the other characters that look like Jay, and then he shows up in episode 14 where he has a fight with Nia, which was probably the biggest highlight of what Jay did in this season, because Jay didn't do much. I mean, he was in the end of episode 7, and then he was there for a little bit in episode 8, and then he just disappeared, and then disappeared until a little bit of episode 13, but he doesn't speak. And then 14, he shows up for the fight with Nia, and then Nia wins the fight, and Lord Ross gets rid of Jay, so he sends him away, and then we see him a little bit in episode 15, like go get away from City Temples, but after that, Jay is just gone. So yeah, we'll hopefully see Jay more in season 3. I don't know. I mean, we're slowly getting there. I mean, literally in season 1, he's just in one episode. I mean, if you're not counting like flashbacks like early on where he just shows up for like a little bit before the merge. But yeah, Jay is gonna be doing something in season 3. Kai and Nia are gonna go look for Jay. So Kai and Nia are probably not gonna be part of the main group. Kai and Nia will probably be the side plot, whatever you call, like Cole and Zane. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Wildfire is gonna go with them too. So I don't know. Yeah. So that's it for Jay. We'll hopefully have more to say for Jay in season 3, maybe if we're lucky. Now we can talk about the season, the other parts of the season. We need to talk about episode 1. Episode 1. Uh-oh. Okay, well, this is not working how I thought it was going to be. Okay, there we go. Episode number 1. I'm trying to see the full image, but it's not working, I guess. Okay, there we go. There we go. So let's talk about the season, I guess, in general. Talk about some stuff that is worth mentioning. This is episode number 1 of season 2, the Blood Moon. Lord Ras takes Jordana to the Wolf Mask Dojo, and with the Source Dragon energy that Jordana was able to use, they opened up the dojo, and so we saw Wolf Mask, and they meet Cinder, and they learn about the Theraxian. I'm sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. So yeah, Jordana's gonna learn magic in a way, like dark magic. And then this episode is mainly about with Aaron and Aaron and Sora, like the first season where it was mainly focusing on them. So, I mean, and then Lloyd was there for a little bit more. And then, I mean, the other ninja did show up, but they're either not speaking or they're just there for like one scene or two, and then they're just gone. So yeah, Aaron and Sora try to track down a mysterious ghost figure that Creole was talking about. Apparently, there's some ghost, and it turns out to be Cinder, who tried to steal the mallet for Lord Rouse. So yes, they do go down. They go fight they go fight for a bit. And then Lloyd comes in, tries to stop them too, but they unfortunately escape. So Cinder unfortunately escapes. And in this episode too, Aaron and Sora, we're talking about how Aaron has knows spinjitzu, but like Sora doesn't know how to do spinjitzu, and like I said, it's part of that character development, which we already was speaking a little bit about. So, and then Lloyd obviously got visions in this one too, and Lord Ras is preparing to do his plan. So, I mean, pretty good episode. I mean, not gonna lie. Oh, come on. Yeah, I know this is slow, but like, I mean, this is just easy for me to get in. Well, you know what? You know what we're gonna do to make this be quicker, honestly? Yeah, we're just gonna do this instead. No, not that. We're just gonna jump to the C. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's much quicker, fellows, to do. Yeah, we're just gonna do the full image, obviously, because we want to use the full image. Okay, so this is Shattered Dreams. In this episode, we start with it being taking place in the Cloud Kingdom, and the Cloud Kingdom's getting invaded by the Wolf Mask Warriors, and forgot who the name is. The leader of Suetonius. I'm sorry, I just remembered who he is now. Suetonius now asked for the Cloud Monks to go for and find Euphrasia, and then we cut to Imperium, which is where this shot's taking place is, and then we see Percival, who who's now is now like trying to do some cool stuff and like invite people to visit Imperium now since they're no longer like any rulers and all that. But and then we see Euphrasia just come flying out of the sky. So I guess Euphrasia lost the fight, but then we'll see how Euphrasia lost the fight later. And then we get to Lloyd, Aaron, Sora, and Zane going around to find out more about the information about Shatterspin and that gong and I mean that mallet and stuff. And then so they found out about how it turns the person evil if they're using a wolf mask. So yeah, we learned about that, and then we get when they get back to the monastery. Then Percival and Euphrasia comes to the monastery to tell the ninja about the Cloud Kingdom being invaded by the Wolf Clan, and we go for a flashback where where you see Euphrasia fighting off clan, and then Cinder comes in and uses smoke and defeats Euphrasia. Not even with Shatterspin, just with the smoke power itself, and then Euphrasia uses the wind power to fly off to get to back to the monastery, but unfortunately misses and goes to Imperium. Oh yeah, and then they cut to the bounty where they fly off to the Cloud Kingdom. Percival just disappears for some reason at this point. He just takes Euphrasia there to the monastery, and then Percival just disappears and just presumably goes back to Imperium. So not sure about that, what's going on with that, but yeah. So and the ninjas and Euphrasia sneak around and free Suetonius, and they learn what Lord Loras's plan is to free the Forbidden Five, and hey, they were once corrupted, and they were evil elemental powered, which we still have no idea what powers the Forbidden Five were. I mean, it was confirmed recently that Noct is brute force, Swarm is Drix, and then Zark is misfortune. We still have no idea about Rox and Kerr. But I'm sure that the season 3 part 1 will probably tell us about that. So yeah, it was not told in the season itself. It was told by the set designers and all that. So yeah, and then the ninja fight the wolf masks and the wolf warriors, and then Lord Ras uses the gong and powers Cinder up and just uses Shatter Spin against the ninja, and the ninja have no idea how to beat Shatter Spin at this point, so they do have to retreat. And also, what Cinder does break Wildfire's leg in this in this um in this season. Don't worry though, Wildfire's leg is healed up by the time episode number 9. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, by episode 9, Wildfire's leg is fine. So, but they retreat. Euphrasia does stay behind, and for some reason, I guess the ninja decided not to take Euphrasia with them. So Euphrasia and Suetonius does get captured off screen, and you'll see that in episode number 3. But yeah, their plan. They got some plans in mind. I mean, okay, we're just gonna get that. So we're gonna get to episode number 3. All right, episode number 3. What's special about episode 3? Lord Rast, did take over the Cloud Kingdom with his wolf warriors, Cinder and Jordana, and they put some medallion on Euphrasia so she doesn't use her powers to stop them. So Suetonius and Euphrasia were captured, I guess, off screen somehow. I guess I don't know, but they're turning the Cloud Kingdom because they claimed out the Cloud Kingdom moves with how Destiny wanted it. So they moved. So they're going to find something. They went to go search for something. They moved the Cloud Kingdom. They get to control it and found something that they needed for the Blood Moon. So yeah, so now we're back to our hero side. They're still waiting for Lloyd, to get some vision so they can try to find out what to do next. So Lloyd gets to talk to the Source Dragons, which we do know only 4 of them their names, because we have the Source Dragon of Energy that's the Source Dragon Lloyd freed in season 1. Then we have the Source Dragon Emotion, which we'll see a little bit more of Source Dragon Emotion in part 2 in episodes 11. We see the Source Dragon Emotion in episode 11 and 20, and she gets mentioned a few times. So yeah, she'll have a little bit more to do. And then we have Source Dragon of Strength, and then we have the Source Dragon of Life. So, and then they try to, and then they say that they don't get involved with mortals, but then they do want to, they do are going to help Lloyd because he saved the Source Dragon Energy last season. So they are showing him where to go. So they're off to find the master. So yeah, Lloyd, Aaron, Sora, Kai, Nia, and Wildfire sneaks onto this bounty. So they go off to find the master. So they get to the cave, and they have to go through like a few trials. One of them is the fears test, where they see like what their worst fears are. Nia's is Jay treating her like a different person. Kai, we still have no idea. Wildfires, we found out that it was about sickness, like wasting, full sickness. I probably forgot the name specifically, but it was something like that. About Heatwave getting it, which you'll learn a little bit more about in a couple episodes. And then Lloyd was about failing Master Wu. Sora was about Beatrix and Lord Ras, beating going against Sora. And then we have Aaron about his family, like how Aaron chooses the ninja over the family. So like that's also partially one of the hints towards Aaron's, you know, moments for later. So some of these fears do come true. In the case of like how Aaron did originally, Aaron didn't pick the ninja, but he believes he did. So, and that's why he turned away from the ninja in a way, but also because he worked with the people who caused the merge. So, Sora, we don't see Beatrix, so Sora still didn't happen yet. Lloyd probably still thinks he does fail Master Wu, and then we do see like wasting sickness with for another dragon. So we still have no idea about Kai's. So we'll find out soon about that. Maybe, I don't know. And then we get to the climbing test where they have to climb and they have to beat up some monsters, and then they get to the top, and then they have to do some jump, whatever. And yeah, then they go against a dragon named Egalt, which yeah, that's where the episode ends. So good episode, I guess. Okay, let's get to episode number 4, The Force from the East. All right, in this episode we have the start of we go back to the land of lost things, and Lord Rastus Cloud Kingdom has went there, and they sent wolf warriors to go capture somebody, and then they find out like Geo and Bonzel and Spitz and Fritz find out that um they want Bonzel for something. So, and they got rid of that spell where where they're trapped, where those four are trapped and they can't go anywhere. Luckily, Cole has arrived. The Finders, I'm sorry, the Finders. Yeah, those were the Finders. And then Cole comes in with his golem and tries to save Bonzel, and then they run, they flee, and then they end up and then they end up being able to remake the portal that was broken that we saw in the first season. That was some half of it in the Land of Lost Things, while the other half was in the Imperium. They managed to recreate that, and they made it back to the Monastery of Spinjitzu. So that's where the episode does end. But then we still have the Kai. Then we still have the other plot where Kai, where they have to beat Eagles in a game, sport game like a basketball like type game where they throw balls in there, and then they do pass the test. So they talk to Egon and Ron Tuchel, and then they referred they're the masters they were looking for, and how they beat the Forbidden Five and sent them to Nether Space. And yeah, so and then the Egon and Ron do agree to teach the Ninja Rising Dragon to beat Cinder's Shatter Spin. So after a lot of but Eagle is not happy with it. But Rontu is like the kind one. So yeah, oh yeah, and the Wolf Warriors do follow after Cole and Zane, and follow Cole and the Finders, and yeah, that's the end of that one. Some of these episodes I don't have much to say on. Plus there's 20 of these, so like I gotta. Okay, so then in this episode we start where the last one ended, with Cole and Zane fighting the Wolf Warriors and sent them back to the portal with help of Ghost Wu, and then they learn about Bonzel's being a spell, and they learned how Wu saw Bonzel's spell, and then told Bonzel to you can become like a skeleton or like human or whatever, like you can be living and stuff. So Bonzel became a nice skeleton, but and then Wu doesn't mention about that, but it's okay. They and then Cole and Zane agree to go off to Mysterium to find Gandolaria. So that's what they're doing. The other ninjas' story about how they're training, and then they get into certain Fang groups. Fang 3 is when you master Rising Dragon. So Fang 1 is the people that needs to learn Ninjutsu. Sora and Ryu and that's the group with Rontu. Unfortunately, though, we don't see we Ryu still has not performed Spinjitzu, and unfortunately for Sora, I mean Sora did perform like briefly in the end of the wonky Spinjitzu at the end of season 2, part 2, but I'm sure because Sora has like a Spinjitzu, like spinner or whatever you call it, I'm sure that she'll have she'll already know Spinjitzu by the time part one rolls around. I'm sure, maybe. Um, so and then Eagle's group is Fang number two, is the people that knows Spinjitzu. So they train on that, and Aaron does make a mistake in one of his things, but and Eagle was like saying how he should go down to first Fangs so he can probably learn Spinjitzu, but Aaron doesn't want to. So, but then Eagle let says he shouldn't make mistakes. So Aaron's gonna do better, hopefully. Oh yeah, and Wildfire's not in the group, so Wildfire is just chilling out because Wildfire is injured. So oh yeah, and this episode does confirm to the audience after we already knew this, but Wildfire is the master of heat, not the elemental master of fire. So and there's only one master of the element at a time, except for like time twins, I guess. But certain rules. And then the next episode is going to be very cool, interesting. So yeah, that's what this episode was mainly about. So yeah, not much to report on this episode. So I mean, because most of the first half is literally just the ninja just training in there. So what the? Okay, well, oh yeah, oh yeah. There's some. Oh yeah, this episode. This episode's a lot more on Zane and Bonzel and Cole. Oh yeah, Geo stays behind. Geo stays behind with Spitz and Fritz, but those three, but then Zane, Bonzel, and Cole, they go off to try to find out where Mysterium is, and they unfortunately get trapped by Dorama from the first season. That magician, and then but Bonzel's ends up able to get out because she's a spell and stuff. So then they beat up Dorama and his big puppet monster thing, and yeah, they end up in Mysterium at the end of the episode. So and then we get to the other plot with the main plot where they're training, and unfortunately though Aaron does get demoted to Fang One because he does hit he can't control Spinjitzu and hits Eagle with the ball with one of those ball things, I believe, and he hits him in the eye, so like he gets demoted. Before that, by the way, too, Wildfire does give give Eagle some stew to make the pain go easier. So Eagle will start being a little bit more nice, and that was the reason why Eagle's been like very a little bit mean. It's because he's in pain, and he's a lot old, and so. But it doesn't get rid of the pain completely; just eases it a little bit. So yeah. Okay, we are at the episode 7 mark. Episode 7. 7. Fugitives from Madness. There it is. Okay, good. I just want to make sure I'm getting it in. Fugitives from Madness. So Aaron here is training, trying to get better at Spinjitzu, and Sora is trying to make Aaron feel better, and Sora's like, stop making yourself feel bad, and then Aaron has to do better. Aaron says he has to do better, or the world will be doomed and all that. And he wants to prove that he's good, but he's not. And so, we get to the other plot. Let's talk about the other plot with Cole and Zane and Bonzo. They make Gandalia, and then the administration agents followed them, and they're off to capture Zane, because and destroy him because he left from in the previous season. So and the administration agents were funny. were fun. So and then Bonzel went down below. They told Bonzel to go down below while Cole Zane and Gandaria fight those mystery agents, and that's how. And then the episode ends with Jay confronting Bonzel and tells her to turn herself in and let her capture and all that. So and then we get the Kai does learn Rising Dragon technique after being pushed by Nia and to do better. So but then Lord Ross does get the Blood Moon open, gets the Blood Moon rising, and Eagle and Ronto turn to stone at the end of this episode too. So unfortunately, and then Eagle does praise the ninja before he turned to stone. So yeah, that's episode 7. All right, episode number 8, The Secret of the Wildness. No, there you go. No, get over there. Secret of the Wildness. In this episode, Cole and Zane fight the administration agents for a while, and then the administration agents do take down Zane for briefly, and then Gandaria, helps get Zane back working, and then they send the administration agents and their mechs from the season 1 out of there. So, and then Bonzel does escape from Administration J as well, and then while Ghost Wheel takes care of Jay, and then so yeah, and then they go flying off to Gandalaria's safe storage house that's in the wildness because they're still in Mysterium, and then they find a box and they put Bonzel in it to seal her temporarily, but then there's some Thurioxia which Jordana made, and so Jordana has captured Bonzel and put Cole Zane and Gandaria in like some Imperium tech trap or something. And then Kai and then the other group is now traveling to the wildness, but then Jordana Lord Ross told Jordana to strike the bounty, and the ninjas were separated. So Ryan and Aaron are somewhere, Lloyd and Nia are somewhere, and then Kai, Sora, and Wildfire are still on the bounty. But then they use their mechs and climb up the mountain, and the bounty is destroyed and does not actually get repaired at the end of this season. So the bounty is gone. And then so yeah, that is that's the episode. I mean, Forest of Spirits. The Forest of Spirits. No. Forest of Spirits. Okay, this one. Okay, so in this episode, Lord Rouse, orders the Cinder to pick 5 of the Cloud Monks to be used as sacrifices. But that was also in episode 5 where he, talked about he was summoned by his master to talk about that and told them to pick 5. In this episode, he makes sure that they picked the 5, and then he told Cinder to destroy all the other Cloud Monks and the Cloud Kingdom too. So they get down there for the wildness, for the ritual and all that. And then we have a few things going on, like Kai, Wildfire, and Sora, battle up the Cloud Monks, and then they end up getting dressed up. They beat some Cloud Monks and decide to dress up as the Cloud Warriors, and they infiltrate the ritual. So yeah, that's their plot. Lloyd and Nia find Aaron and Sora after falling trees. Yeah, and then Aaron and Ryu tries to save Bonzel from Jordana. They manage to steal her ride and then Jordana ends up running to Lord Ross to let him know that she lost the spell. And Lord Ras beats Jordana and just jumps after Aaron and Ryu while they try to drive away from the ritual and the Blood Moon area. But Lord Ras ends up beating up Aaron and Ryu and tries to manipulate Aaron and be like, "You, you are not. You need to do better, ninja, or whatever, and how you need a better master to teach you." And then Lord Ras just jumps in the sky and just throws Aaron to the ground. Like, wow, that was like great, and like how you need strength and all that other stuff. So yeah, Aaron is now knocked out. And then Lord Ras takes Bonzo back to the ceremony where they get started. That's episode number 9. All right, here we go. Halfway done. Episode number 10. 10. Oh wait, I almost forgot about Cole's group. I'm sorry. Cole and Zane in this episode, they mainly spent the episode trying to get out of the house trap and the storage area after they got out of the trap. So, and then they climb up here. So yeah, I almost forgot about them. So that's what they were doing for the last episode. Not really something special, but this episode with Cold Zane and Wildfire, they try. I mean, not the Cold Zane and Wildfire. Cold Zane and Gandaria, they try to stop the Cloud Kingdom from being destroyed, which they end up succeeding. So good for them. But then we also have the actual other plot, which is pretty exciting. How Kai tries to save the Cloud Monks, but then they get discovered because Lord Ras hits the gong and stuff. So Kai, Wildfire, and Sora, they do end up trying to save the. They do end up saving the Cloud Monks, but then the other ninjas showed up, and like Lloyd, Aaron, Ryu, Nia, they end up showing up and trying to stop Lord Ras, but then Lord Ras, knocks Kai into nether space instead as a sacrifice, and yeah. So and then Noct comes out, and Lord Ras was planning to get Nia into the portal too, and Sora, and then Aaron tried to use his object Spinjitzu, but then Sora, used her powers to make it seem like Aaron used it. So that's also another reason why Aaron turned away from the ninja and doesn't like Sora either. So like, Aaron does not like Sora, and Lloyd, and I mean Ryu he's okay with, and then the other ninjas he's okay with, I guess too. But yeah. So yeah, and then Lord Ras, retreats. His master sends them to an unknown grassy area and Noct gets angry for Lord Ras for not trying to free the others, and Lord Ras just puts the controller collar on him. So, and Jordana was possessed by one of the Forbidden Five rocks. So we'll make it simple and just call the possessed Jordana right now rocks, and we'll let you know if Jordana gets recontrol. So yeah, Rocks is up to something there. So yeah, and then they end the episode in Cloud Kingdom where they try to be happy after what happened, how they lost Kai and Bonzel. Bonzel was also in Nether Space. So yeah, the episode does end with Kai and Bonzel in Nether Space and trying to hope to find a way out of there. So. And then we get to the second part of the season. So that first part was Blood Moon focused. We get to this is the tournament part. Now we get to the tournament half of the season. Man, there's a lot. There's like 20. There's 20 episodes. By the way, like there's 20 episodes in season 1, season 2, and presumably season 3. So because normally some Ninjago seasons had like 10 episodes, and then two seasons, 10 episodes each. So instead of making 2 seasons, they put them together like one season. Like for example, season 4 and season 5 of the original Ninjago season, got transformed from like into one. You think pretend that those are like 10 episodes each, right? So now those seasons are separated with 10 episodes, but now it's 2 seasons, so it's 20. So we're in, anyways, getting on with myself. Shape of motion time. All right. In this, let's talk about the Lord Ras stuff because Lord Ras, I mean, the stuff in there is like pretty brief. I mean, not much to mention. He trains Noct and Cinder are practicing beating, trying to train so they get ready to beat up the other competitors after Lord Ras's master, you know, after scolded Lord Ras in the previous episode too. So Lord Ras told them about the tournament sources and how they'll dominate it and all that. And Noct was like trying to manipulate, trying to get Lord Ras to take off the collars so he can let loose and all that. And Lord Ras is like, I don't trust you, but he respects the Forbidden Five, and then he's like reset the match. And then Rox is like telling Noct to do what Lord Ras said in a way, like she's looking at him. So, but Cinder almost was destroyed by Noct though. So with the Shoutsman. So, anyways, we're gonna get to the plot with the with it's this, but this episode, Cole and Zane do disappear in this episode. Actually, for some reason, I mean, Zane they do explain why why Zane disappeared in why Zane's not in this episode in the next episode, but Cole, we have no idea what Cole is doing in this episode. Cole was just not there. I mean, maybe he went back and did something for the Ghost Woo, whatever, but who knows? Anyways, so it's Lloyd, Nia, Aaron, and Sora, and Wildfires this episode. So in the beginning of this episode, Aaron and Sora actually go to the administration to find Aaron's parents. But then they find out that the records of that was taken offline when Agent Agent Walker, left the administration. Then the administration needed to try to capture Aaron and Sora after the alarm hits, but they escape. So, and that's the end for the administration agents this season. Not sure if we're going to see them. Hopefully, we see them again because they were pretty fun. They're pretty funny. I like them in season 1 at the end in episode 17 and then this season. So they were pretty good. So yeah, and this was part of and then the administration was part of the realm of the madness or kingdom of madness or whatever you want to call that realm. There's 2 different names for it. And yeah, Ryu does meet up with Aaron Sora. They get out of there, and Sora tries to calm Aaron down about how they'll get another lead. And while they were talking, the matron of Mountain Dragons just crash landed in the realm of madness, and then so they go over to check what happened, check to see what happened there, and after the matron of Mountain Dragons tell Lloyd like telepathically that something is going on, like the Source Dragons are in danger. She dies, and then she goes back to and then they go back to the Monstrous Majesty where the Source Dragon Motion comes out and tells them about the tournament of how, I mean, not about the tournament. And then Lloyd tells about how there's something wrong. Something happened to the Matriarch, Mountain Dragon, and Source Dragon told them about there being a tournament, and they do. So the Source Dragon emotion tells the ninja to go to the goes to the Source Dragon tournament so they can find out who's responsible for the Patriarch of the Mountain Dragon and the other Arc Dragons. And apparently the other Source Dragons don't believe in the dangers, even though like the ninjas saved one of the Source Dragons. Kind of weird that the Source Dragon emotion did it because not the Source Dragon of energy. I mean, that's what they should have done. They should have done it that way. But just my opinion.